All right, we knew the Saints had a very thin margin for error not having Alvin Kamara in the lineup. Half the offensive line out with Ron Armstead, of course, Andrews Pete lost for the year, as well as their starting safety, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, also missing this game against the Titans. So you knew they couldn't make those mistakes, those valuable mistakes in that game. They were able to, kind of navigate through this. They were down big in the second half, but were able to rally. And, of course, they were a two-point conversion away from tying this game. They could, of course, fall 23-21. There are a couple key moments in this game that I want to kind of address. The first one was right after the 2-minute warning, where the Saints appeared to have an interception in the red zone, Marcus Williams picking off Ryan Tannehill. However, that was called off due to a roughing the passer call by Caden Ellis. And when we look at the replays, there wasn't really much there on that roughing the passer call. Even Gene Sestatori, who is the CBS rules analyst for the game for that on that call, said that he wouldn't have called roughing the passer penalty. That was big because instead of an interception for the Saints in a 6-6 ball game where they could possibly drive down and take the lead before the half, the Titans go ahead and score, take a 13-6 lead. Saints aren't able to score before the half, and they're down in a big hole. Then when we come out of that second half, Deontay Harris fumbles the opening kickoff, and the Titans turn that into a touchdown as well to go up 20-6. Those were two big swings. And again, when we said that the Saints had a very slim margin of error in this game against the Titans, turnovers like that, penalties like that, the Saints simply could not have. The comeback effort was, again, you could see this in the Saints, and they've been this way all year, where they always fight back. They're never out of a game. But even on the 2-point conversion to tie the game, you had a false start by Adam Troutman, which backed him up from that 2 to the 7-yard line, and it completely changed the dynamic of what Sean Payton was going to call. He said afterwards, obviously, you're going to have a different play call when you're on the 2 versus on the 7. And, of course, they weren't able to convert as Trevor Siemian missed Mark Ingram coming out of the backfield for that 2-point conversion. So what could have been if they didn't get the penalty? And I know Adam Troutman made some mistakes there. We had a lot of those types of mistakes, 9 penalties on the day for the Saints. And that's the reason why they fall to 5-4. They cannot have those critical small mistakes when they're in games like this, especially when they're playing teams like the Titans, who are now tops in the AFC. If the playoffs started today, they would be the number 1 seed. Saints fall by 2 on the road, and the schedule just gets even tougher for this team. Hopefully they can learn from this, rebound, and correct those mistakes moving forward.